Hello everybody, I'm Jireh. I'm going to read a nice story for Pinocchio. Hello, my name is Jiminy Cricket. I never used to believe in the wishing star. Let me tell you why I changed my mind. It all started one night in a wood-covered shop. The shop was owned by a kind man named Geppetto. Geppetto had made a puppet out of wood. It looked just like a little boy. Geppetto lived with his cat Figaro and his fish Cleo. Just a little more paint and it's finished, Geppetto told them. He painted on a smile. Then the old man smiled too. I have just a name for you, Geppetto said to the puppet, Pinocchio. Soon Geppetto was climbing into his warm bed. Suddenly he pointed to the brightest star in the sky. Look, Figaro, it's the wishing star. Geppetto made a wish. I wish that my little Pinocchio might become a real boy, he told the cat. Geppetto fell asleep and dreamed about having a real-life son. Well, I didn't fall asleep, so I saw the blue fairy fly in through the window. She waved her wand. And Pinocchio came to life. Am I a real boy? He asked. The blue fairy shook her head. If you're good, one day you'll be a real boy. How will he know how to be good? I asked. You'll help him, the blue fairy repiled. That's how I became Pinocchio's conscience. Pinocchio was very happy. He could walk and talk just like a real boy. In fact, he made so much noise that he woke up Geppetto. The old man could hardly believe his eyes. My wish has come true, Geppetto exclaimed. He danced around the room with Pinocchio. Look, Figaro, I have a son, Geppetto cried. Geppetto loved Pinocchio as he would have loved a real boy. The next morning, Geppetto sent Pinocchio off to school. Pinocchio was very excited. He couldn't wait to run like the real children. Two rascals saw Pinocchio walking to school. One was a sly fox named Honest John, but Honest John was not honest at all. The other was a mean cat called Gideon. Honest John exclaimed, A puppet who moves without strings. We can make a fortune out of him. Gideon agreed. The fox and the cat told Pinocchio to come with them. Honest John said, You will be the star of Stormberry's puppet show. But I have to go to school, Pinocchio replied. Actors don't need school. Come with us. We show you the easy road to success. The sly fox promised. So Pinocchio went with Honest John and Gideon. I spent the day looking for Pinocchio. I finally found him at Stromboli's puppet show. The show was just starting. Ladies and gentlemen, Stromboli announced, presenting the one and only puppet without strings. Pinocchio came out onto the stage. He sang a funny song. He danced with the other puppets. The crowd clapped and threw gold coins. Pinocchio was a star. I thought Pinocchio didn't need me any longer. But I was wrong. Stromboli wouldn't let Pinocchio go home to Geppetto. Instead, he locked poor Pinocchio in a cage. You're going to make lots of money from me, the greedy Stromboli told him. I saw Stromboli driving his wagon out of town, so I decided to say goodbye to Pinocchio. I found my friend in the cage. He was crying. He was sorry he hadn't gone to school, and he was wanting to go home. I tried to set Pinocchio free, but I couldn't open the lock. It seemed hopeless. Then Pinocchio saw the wishing star. In a twinkle, the blue fairy appeared. She asked Pinocchio what had happened. Pinocchio told her one lie after another. With each lie, his nose grew longer and longer. Tell the truth, I begged Pinocchio. Finally, he did. The Blue Fairy smiled. She waved her wand. Pinocchio's nose became sure again. And he was free. Remember, said the Blue Fairy, a boy who won't be good might as well be made of wood. Meanwhile, Honest John and Gideon were in the tavern. A fat coachman was there too. He showed them a sack full of gold. The coachman told Honest John, "Collect some bad boys to play hooky from school, and I will give you this sack of gold. I have a coach living at midnight for a place called Pleasure Island." Just then, Pinocchio and I were racing home to Geppetto. I ran very fast. I didn't see Honest John stop Pinocchio until it was too late. Honest John told Pinocchio all about Pleasure Island. Boys play there all day and never have to go to school. The crafty fox said, "This sounds like fun." Pinocchio agreed. Soon Pinocchio and a coach full of boys were headed for Pleasure Island. I thought Pinocchio might need my help, so I jumped on the back of the coach. We rode through the starry night. Then we sailed to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island was full of rice and sweets. The boys did whatever they wanted to do. Pinocchio made friends with a bad boy named Lampwick. Lampwick smoked cigars. He showed Pinocchio how to play pool. But then something terrible happened. Lampwick grew donkey ears. He grew a donkey tail. He began to bray just like a donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw! Lampwick turned into a donkey. Pinocchio started to laugh. But he just brayed like a donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw! Then Pinocchio grew donkey ears and a donkey tail. He was turning into a donkey too. We've got to get to Pleasure Island before it's too late, I cried. Pinocchio and I jumped into the sea. By the time we reached the shore, Pinocchio had stopped turning into a donkey, but he still had his long ears and tail. We ran to Geppetto's shop. No one was home. Geppetto and I didn't know what to do. Then a letter floated down from the sky. I read the letter aloud. Geppetto went to look for you. His ship was swallowed by Monster the Whale. We must save him, Pinocchio cried. At that moment, Geppetto, Figaro, and Cleo were inside Monster's belly. We'll starve if Monster doesn't open his mouth soon, Geppetto said to them. Pinocchio and I ran back to the shore. Pinocchio tied a lock to his tail. Then we jumped into the sea and sank to the bottom. We looked all around. A school of fish swam nearby. We finally spotted Monster. The giant whale was sleeping. Suddenly, Monster woke up. He opened his huge mouth. Monster swallowed all the fish. He swallowed Pinocchio and me too. Soon Pinocchio and I were in Geppetto's boat. Geppetto cried, "My son, I thought I would never see you again." Pinocchio hugged Geppetto. He promised he'd never leave his father again. Then Geppetto saw Pinocchio's long ears and tail. "What happened?" he asked. Pinocchio felt ashamed. "I'll tell you later," he said. "First, we need to get out of here." Pinocchio had a plan. We need to make a fire. The smoke will make Monster sneeze." They built a big fire. Sure enough, the huge whale opened his big mouth. Achoo! We were all blown out of Monster's mouth. Geppetto was too weak to swim. "Save yourself," he told Pinocchio. But the little wooden boy would not leave his father. Pinocchio pulled Geppetto to shore. Geppetto walked up and found Pinocchio lying in the water. Pinocchio didn't move at all. Geppetto took Pinocchio home. He put the little wooden boy on his bed. Geppetto wept. "Goodbye, my brave son. You gave your life to save me." Suddenly, a bright light shone around Pinocchio. He His wooden lips changed to real arms and legs. His eyes opened. Pinocchio was alive, and he was a real boy. Geppetto hugged Pinocchio. They danced all around the room. At last, Geppetto's wish had come true, which is just what happens when you wish upon a star. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the thumbs up to like this video. Bye bye.